Hey guys, COREROSS and Rainbow Six News. So the next season of Rainbow Six Siege will be getting revealed in just a couple of weeks' time, along with the Year 10 roadmap. So in today's video, we'll break down what is coming with the new season and what will probably come with the rest of the year. And first of all, we'll start with dates. So the 6th Invitational this year is taking place in Boston, with the finals being on the 15th and 16th. And because this is the start of the year with the season reveal and the roadmap, it is most likely that the initial reveal will be on the 15th, that's the Saturday, and that will be the new season reveal, which will be quickly followed by Sunday the 16th, and that will be the reveal for the Year 10 roadmap. Now currently, while I'm making this video, we have 0 leaks on what's coming with Year 10 or Season 1. Presumably, of course, there will be leaks before we get there, but right now there is nothing. All we know about leak-wise is that there's going to be a final event for Year 9 just before Year 10 kicks off. Now there is some clues of what we might get this year. So for instance, the artwork for the Boston 6 Invitational shows DMS, which of course is no big surprise. He's going to be making a big appearance in the 6th Invitational in the CGI cinematic that will push forward the storyline. We'll probably see how he escapes Rainbow's custody. However, Ella also shares the limelight with Demis here, and I do wonder if that means she plays some sort of part in either the CGI cinematic or maybe she'll be a remaster for Year 10 or something like that. And talking of remasters, we should go over how many operators there'll be this year. So in Year 10, I expect 2 new operators just like we got with Year 9, and I expect probably 2 remasters. Now, it would be a surprise if we got 3 full operators. I don't expect that's going to happen, and I would not be surprised if they actually went down to like 1 new operator and 3 remasters or something like that, but I'm expecting pretty much a similar operator layout to last year. And talking about last year, we did get a bad guy as one of our operators for Season 1. Would that potentially repeat this year and we get another bad guy? However, I will note that I predicted there was going to be bad guy recruits and maybe even another bad guy last year. None of that ended up happening, unfortunately. The recruits never went bad. So it could well be a good guy this time around. Even potentially we could actually see the introduction of a new 6 who is the leader of Team Rainbow, as that post has been vacant for a couple of years now. And then let's talk about features we'll probably expect to see in Year 10, and then we'll focus down to Season 1 after that. So first of all, big things that we could see this year would be a new anti-cheat. The only problem with that is they've continually said in all their cheat reports and stuff like that, that they basically praise BattleEye, which is not the language I would expect to be used if they're going to ditch it. So I would not expect BattleEye to go away, which of course means probably not a new anti-cheat. Swinging in the other direction, I expect to see much more monetization because we got the membership in Year 9, and I expect to see something above that probably this year. And although I'm against more monetization, I would not be surprised to see yet another level of monetization. And then of course we've always got talk of Rainbow Six Siege 2. Now, I think at this point it seems like that's kind of died down. We're no longer kind of thinking about it as much as we used to, and I think it's quite clear that they're not planning on making a Siege 2, but I would not be surprised if maybe improve the graphics or something like that. I think the game is looking dated, so I would not be surprised if they came in and just refurbished it a little bit in graphical capabilities. And that could be as simple as updating the, say, lighting model of the engine. For instance, Siege uses the Assassin's Creed engine, and modern day Assassin's Creed games look a lot more glitzy than Rainbow Six Siege does these days, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went out to the other studios who work with that engine and bring some of the tech in to improve it and build from it. We also currently have the unanswered question of why there wasn't much content in Year 9. Were they making something special for Year 10? Extra resources in there? Were they revamping stuff? So I wouldn't be surprised to see some major overhaul to the base game to celebrate Year 10. With Year 10 also comes more monetization options. So I would, if I was Rainbow Six Siege and it was Year 10, I would go right back to the start. And I'd be like, okay, the first seasonal skin that we released was Black Ice. So why don't we do a Year 10 edition where it's like multiple colors or stuff like that? What I want is, of course, yellow Black Ice. And then jumping back into the features we'll probably see with Year 10 is going to be gameplay mechanic changes and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind a new game mode or something, but I'm not really, considering we didn't get any special events last year, I don't really expect, but I guess they could be making something more interesting gameplay wise for this year that they didn't do last year. So I don't know, but I would love a new game mode or something like that, but I don't think so. And one thing that I would personally like to see is free to play. One of the major reasons is on console you have to pay a subscription to play online games. So if Siege went free to play, that actually means you bypass the subscription needed on console to play the game online. There is one problem, which is right now in the Game Pass on Xbox and PC, Rainbow Six Siege is one of the most played games, and because of that, Microsoft pays quite a substantial amount of money to Ubisoft to keep that game in Game Pass. So if you went free to play, there's no reason to put it in Game Pass. So maybe that's actually a bad financial option for Ubisoft to take. Now, I've also got a video that I released in December, which was all the stuff I want to see in the year 10 roadmap, but a lot of it is stuff I just don't think will actually show up. So if you want to check that video out, you can see what I want. And this is a video of what I actually think is going to come. So let's move now down to Season 1. So of course, it's going to get kicked off with a CGI cinematic. And presumably this will of course include Demus and other Rainbow Six operators. And I do hope to see some of the operators in there that we haven't seen in CGI yet. Because there's quite a few now that we've seen in a few different CGIs, like Doc and Mira and stuff like that. I'd love to see some of the other operators that we currently haven't seen on the big screen yet. But anyway, actual content for Season 1, I expect, of course, a new operator. And I think the rest of it, honestly, is going to be business as usual. I don't expect any groundbreaking massive stuff to pop out. I would love that to happen. Of course, it's year 10. I would love there to be a ton of stuff in Season 1. But looking back at Season 1 of last year, I just kind of think it's going to be quite similar, where they'll introduce a new operator, they'll tweak a few gameplay mechanics, and I do expect probably a whole array of cosmetics to kind of celebrate year 10. Maybe like I say, going back to the first couple of seasons, maybe revamping stuff like doing a multicolored black ice or stuff like that. But overall, I'm expecting a relatively simple Season 1 that doesn't do anything groundbreaking. And I think that's also because I'm coming in a bit pessimistic here, because I've been wanting like story content in the game for years now and it just hasn't happened. And I think that I would love to hope that year 10 will be this blowout year. Every season will have something big and interesting in it and cool events and all that, but I don't want to get my hopes up. Although I'm certainly looking forward to the new operator for Season 1 because, of course, year 10, first ever operator. I feel like they're going to do something pretty cool with that operator. And I'm really quite interested to see where they go because, to be honest, I've been enjoying what they've been trying to do with the stuff last year. And they had some missteps, I think, with the recruits and stuff like that. But they were definitely showing that they were willing to risk a lot and play around with the mechanics and play around with the status quo. So I'm very curious to see what Season 1's operator will be. If it ends up being a remaster, I'll be disappointed, of course. But operators are always the big thing for me every single season. I always want to see some cool operators. But that's it, guys. It brings us to the end of the video and the conclusion now. And the conclusion is we know nothing about year 10. We're making big guesses and we don't have anything to really go off because we've got no official hints and we've got no leaks. Now, I do expect that will change within the next week or two as we'll start getting official teasers and such. And if you're watching this video after release, there's a good chance we'll know a bit more by the time we get to the reveal. But anyway, guys, let me know what your expectations are for year 10 of Rainbow Six Siege and what you also dream that might show up in year 10. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.